Meet Adrian. He's a high school graduate who recently enrolled in a 4-year state university. He wrestled all 4 years in high school, but wrestled junior varsity every year but his senior year. His weight class had some stiff competition, and he just wasn't in the same caliber as the other two guys in his weight class. The only reason Adrian was able to wrestle varsity his senior year is because the other two guys in that weight class graduated. Adrian really hoped to earn a scholarship, but his high school wrestling record of 28 wins and 132 losses didn't leave many universities crawling to him, offering him scholarships. Meet Chance. He didn't participate in sports in high school, except for track and field his sophomore year, but only to wear a letterman's jacket, get invited to the coolest parties with the upperclassmen, and so his teachers would pass him in all his classes even if he showed minimum effort. He didn't want to rack up thousands of dollars in student loan, so he started working at a local pizza shop in his hometown to earn money to pay for a trade school. It seems that now more than ever, more and more students are pursuing degrees after completing high school. It sounds like a great idea to raise your education, but a large number of college students are required to take out student loans to pay for college. And many don't even complete school and leave school with tens of thousands of dollars in debt. According to thesimpledollar.com, we must consider that many people who attend a 4-year university will be 22 years old when they graduate. And it sounds pretty young and everything, but at 22 years old, if you were to graduate at high school at 18 and go into the workforce, you're already 4 years behind as most of your counterparts that entered the workforce after graduating high school. What this does is it delays you into entering the workforce, which in the long term means you make less money. Let us consider the fact that the average bachelor's degree costs $127,000. Let's assume you've outweighed all the aspects of going in debt from such a large amount in order to obtain your degree. As a high school graduate, you can be naive and unsure of many things, such as you aren't ready for the vigorous studying and the time and energy it takes to obtain your degree. At 18 years old, there was many things that I was sure about, but two things that I was sure about is I wasn't ready to go to college at that age, and I didn't want to rack up thousands of dollars of debt at such a young age. Now that I made you think about what it takes to earn your degree, let's look at the dropout rate and graduate rate. The Institute of Education at ed.gov/fastfacts estimates that as much as 40% of student loan customers fail to obtain their degree, and 60% of those that do complete their degree take more than 4 years to do so. Let's keep in mind that every semester after 4 years will put that student in debt by several thousands of dollars and further delays that student's entry into the workforce. US.news.com reports that many colleges don't even require students to select their degree until the end of their sophomore year. By the time you realize what you want to major in, you find out that the decorative pottery class that you took and the gender studies class that you took last semester don't even count towards your degree. So let's say you overcame the odds and you finally earned your degree in 4 years. Now you're ready to go out in the real world at 23 years old, armed with your bachelor's degree, and you're going to take on the world and make a bunch of money. But suddenly you realize that it's not that easy to find a good paying job that accommodates to your degree. It seems kind of hard to think that somebody that went to school for several years and earned a degree would have a hard time finding a job. But according to the Economic Policy Institute, the unemployment rate for college graduates under 25 years old is 8.5%. The underemployment rate, which is you working under full-time, the amount of hours it takes to be considered a full-time employee, is 16.8%. So you got 16.8% of college graduates working less than full-time. It seems like a pretty lousy deal after you spent 4 years of your life studying yourself numb and putting yourself in massive debt in the process. If you weren't convinced to explore other alternatives for a higher education, consider this. The University Technical Institute, or UTI, has a 48-week program to become an ASE certified mechanic. The program costs $42,950, and 4 out of 5 employees find employment within the first year of graduation. The South Texas Vocational Institute has an automotive technology program that's 50 weeks and costs $24,095. I hope that I provided you with enough information to consider attending trade school. Remember that everyone wants an easy job that's behind a computer, in a cubicle, in AC, wearing dress slacks and a button shirt. Wearing a dress slacks and button shirt. So nobody wants to work with these anymore. But after putting yourself in hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt and not being able to find a full-time job, you might be working with this. Thank you everybody for attending my speech on considering trade school over a traditional four-year university.